Coach, you guys are coming off of a program record 11 wins last season. You've been in camp so far preparing for the 2013 season. Talk about camp and how everything's been going so far.
It's been going well. We've been back a little bit over 2 weeks now, and last week was just our first scrimmage against outside competition, and then this weekend will be our last scrimmage opportunity before we get into the season. But right now we're preparing for obviously the start of things with games coming up, but our main focus right now is just on our conditioning and getting the skill work back to where it needs to be after having the break. So.
Talk a little bit about your schedule this year. You're playing a lot more games at home, 4 to start off the season, to be specific. Talk a little bit about your schedule and some of the competition you'll see.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, as far as the influx of home games, it's something that's certainly rare for us. I mean, we're typically on the road a good bit throughout the year, just with the challenges that we have within scheduling. So, it's a nice opportunity this year to have the number of home games that we do, and as far as the opponents, I mean, our philosophy has always been that we want to try to get the toughest opponents that we can, on our schedule based upon the last year's results, and that's certainly what we did this year. And we're excited about the teams that we have outside of our conference, and it'll be a nice run as we get into the conference there. So.
Offensively speaking, you guys lost 5 of your top 7 scorers. Last season, you lost your top 3 scorers and were still very successful. How do you plan to be just as successful this year?
I mean, the one thing that we like to do is make sure that we're recruiting, in a sense that we can replace the guys that we lose, and that we're getting guys that are going to fit into our system well. So, within the style of play that we have with running a lot of transition and, really doing some unique things and settled scenarios as well, we have guys that, we have to make sure that they have the skill sets that are going to work within our system. So, the guys that we lost, we have guys that are underclassmen that are now, moving into the latter parts of their career that we certainly have high expectations for to fill those spots.
Now, on the defensive side of things, you have 3 goalies coming back from last year who all saw playing time, 4 goalies total this year. Talk about the competition that brings in practice with all those guys fighting for a spot.
It's been a very healthy competition. I mean, all 4 guys are in the running for the job, and Brian Bone, who, is the 4th goalie that didn't receive as much playing time last year, he's certainly in the mix this year, and we just think that it's a good thing for us at this point in the season just to have 4 guys that are all capable of playing in the cage.
Now, you've added 2 new coaches to the staff this year, both former Colonial lacrosse players, both 2-year captains. Talk about Jordan and Dane and their additions to your staff.
It's been awesome. I mean, with Jordan, he's been with us throughout the entire season, and he had some other experiences with going and playing professionally for a couple of years. And then he also coached as an assistant defensive coach in Division II at Seton Hill. So he really brings an outside perspective as well, which is something that we certainly want to be able to have with having former players as our coaching staff here. But he's been a tremendous addition, and with Dane, I mean, he's more of a recent addition that we added for this semester, and we're certainly excited about what he brings to the table, and not being as far removed from college, he certainly gets that player perspective that he'll certainly bring to our attention, because getting a little bit further removed from that, I mean, we need somebody to have that perspective on staff, so it's been a great addition with Dane as well.
Lastly, Coach, there have been some rule changes to the game, specifically the shot clock rule that's supposed to take away the stall warning. Talk about, if it changes your attack at all.
Yeah, it really doesn't change too much. I mean, with our approach and how we play within our style offensively, I mean, we're very aggressive, and the rule changes were meant to speed up the game, and that's not something that is really going to change how we do things. But across the board, I mean, we're excited about it because it is conducive with our style of play, and I think we're one of the teams that's certainly going to benefit through that this year.
Great, thanks, Coach, and good luck this year.
Thank you.